So today's video, we're going to be discussing the best souvenirs to buy in Corfu, or actually in any Greek island. There might be a lot of crossover, but let's check out what I bought in Corfu. There should be a follow-up video to my Corfu trip, which I would have uploaded way before this video. So please do check out those videos. I will leave a link in the description, or might be a little button at the top. So today's video is really just a massive sit-down video of me discussing things that I've bought in Corfu, and I'm a big lover in souvenirs, bringing things home that we don't necessarily have in the UK. I love bringing memories back, and I love bringing people like my family and my loved ones, my friends, gifts back from my trip, just as a little token of appreciation, and also like how I really want to share my trip with them. And I think a lot of you also find that really handy to know what you can get in Porto. There is a lot of information online already in terms of blogs and stuff like that. You rarely see people filming their souvenirs and what they get back from their holiday. I've always been intrigued as to what you can get coming back from a destination that offers so much, especially in Corfu. The biggest group of things that I bought was food. Several reasons. One, a lot cheaper out there. Two, the sort of things that are available to them and what piqued my interest or what I enjoyed during the course of my travel. The most common thing you'll find in most Mediterranean country is olives. Olives is one of probably the biggest fruit production there is, in terms of what kind of products they can make, through to products that they use as well, and not just food strictly, but also in beauty, healthcare, things like that. There was a lot of people selling olive oil soap, which definitely, if that's something you're into, definitely go for. So olive products comes in different shapes and sizes. The one that took my surprise the most was olive paste. And you can genuinely find this in the supermarket somewhere. It's a small little glass jar. It looks something like this. Obviously there might be different varieties as well. This is the Calamon olive paste. There are different types, just to keep you aware of that. Great with different things. People use it as part of like a seasoning, through to sauce. I've actually seen people use this, and you might want to correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments down below, but people have used it as a sort of savory and sweet dessert. We've had people put this on toast with fruit as a way of just like mixing it up. So really interesting. Brought it home for us to use. I only got one jar because I was over the weight limit by a lot. I have also bought olives back. So we've got two types of seasoning. I've got a very Mediterranean seasoned one, which is just like herbs and oil, through to a spicy and garlic one. Great to pick up at a supermarket. Otherwise, find it in the airport. Plenty in the airport. They even sell cheese. They sell so much feta out there. I didn't want to risk buying feta and putting it into my luggage just in case the goat feta water would leak into my clothing. I just didn't think that was a big turn off for me. But ready available in the airport if you're worried that you didn't catch it during your travels. Now moving on. I'm sorry, I had to look at my phone because I'm just checking on my phone because I've made a big list. So moving on, I want to talk about the next sort of the biggest product that I found very common in not just in Greek cuisine. Obviously you have the atypical sauce base and stuff like that, but tahini / sesame seeds is equally as popular as it is for us Asian cuisines like sesame oil. And you will find like tubs of sesame seeds or tahini everywhere. This was so cheap and I was so envious. I mean, I put this in my sauce, I put it in my salads, dressings and stuff like that. So if it's something that you're interested to bring up, like not even a bulk load, but even just, this is like a kilo almost of tahini. This is £2. You'll be amazed how much you can get just in your local supermarket and how cheap it is. It's not like there's an upmarket price, or not a drastic one at least, but you will find it in Lidl. So if you want to find more cheaper available products, supermarket or in Lidl's. I mean, Lidl's the main supermarket that we're familiar with, but they also have their personal ones. On the back of that, there's also something that they have out there which has really intrigued me. They have tahini with cocoa, which is basically our version of Nutella, but instead of hazelnuts, it's with sesame seeds. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that just look so good? Ooh. Doesn't that look so good? Not as runny as you'd hope. It's very thick. Put it on bread. They have it with their mainly with their bread. It's a spread. It's a spread, but also you can put it into like loads of things, like mix it into your, I don't know, smoothie, whatever. It's just really interesting. It tastes what you think it tastes like. It's like chocolate and sesame together. And if you just had them side by side, exactly the same taste. Amazing with toast. Favorite thing is this. Coming back, I actually craved it. So I just slapped it on a bit of bread. The other thing that I would say in terms of the sweet area, and you can pick this up again in the airport, is their baklava and their kadafi. Now, a lot of sort of discussion and a lot of people may have different opinions in terms of what the origins of these sweet treats. To be honest with you, regardless of the history and everything like that, it's genuinely the most delicious kind. They have actually, in the airport, we picked up a couple more just because they had different variations, like stuff with different things. So it might be honey and chocolate instead of just the original nuts and pistachio, etc. So definitely worth picking up, especially if you like that sort of sweet treat. I do understand that it's not for everyone. It is quite sweet. Now, my favourite thing that we found was these wafers by the name of, I think the brand name is called Caprice, but these wafers, and I appreciate that wafer is easily like bought over in the UK, but there is something wonderful about these. And this one was from the airport. Again, £3, so it's still actually really affordable. But in their local supermarket, they do like the smaller cans as well. Honestly, I don't know why, but like, you know when you have that comfort thing, this is it. Like, I know it seems so basic and so boring, but I don't know, like, I want to go back and get more. I don't know why. Anyway. It's just so good. They are chocolate filled wafers. I've made a mess, but they're chocolate filled wafers. Get them. Even if you don't get them to bring home, have them there. Like, people is going to be thinking you can get pink wafers here, chocolate wafers here. It's just not the same. It's really not the same. Anyway, moving on. One of the biggest fruit production alongside with olive oil and obviously sesame seed, they have a lot or a surplus amount of kumquats, and kumquats come in many forms, and you can take it home in many forms, and you will find this in the streets of Corfu town, both old and new. They will sell so much of this. It's equivalent to us having apples. So much. I can't even explain it to you. So the first thing that comes into mind is actually the fruit. So they call this a traditional sweet, purely because it's similar to a what do you call it? Like, it's like similar to a preserved fig or prune. In this case, it's preserved kumquats. And a really interesting fruit, because obviously it's a miniature orange, but the intensity of the flavour is crazy. Not my personal favourite. I do believe it's some people's, and they prefer to drink it with their coffee or their tea. Really sweet, but also very bitter, so it's an acquired taste. But Lazarus, I think I butchered the name anyway. Lazarus is a big company out there, not just in Corfu, they're also across Greece as well. So you will find that this company is quite influential in terms of the product for kumquats. But they're everywhere. So pick up a kumquat sort of liqueur or whatever. I picked up the fruit, but I also picked up no sugar Conqu Marmalade, because this was really delicious. Specifically, there was a place that honestly does such an amazing job with the kumquats. They don't add any sugar to this, and it is like similar to our Seville marmalade or orange marmalade that we have over here, but for some reason it just doesn't taste the same, and it's a bit more chunkier and thicker. Which leads me on to the liquids. Now I know I've separated the food and liquids slash drinks and liquids separately, purely because I appreciate that all the food is very heavy. I mean, the bucket of tahini is already 1 kilo, so if you don't have too much weight to throw around when you're going when you're coming back home, I would suggest buying bottles at the airport. I bought, again, company Lazarus kumquat liqueur. I mean, you can have kumquat liqueur after your dinner. It's a palate cleanser, but also like an after dinner drink because it's so sweet. Bought this for us to basically have at home whenever we want. Similar to limoncello, but obviously kumquat base. They also have a creamy milk base, so have a try, have a look around. So many souvenir shops sell both. Worst case scenario, wait to the airport. It's equally, I think it's the same price, if not cheaper, in the airport. So I bought this for actually £9, like really good price. And obviously you can also, I mean, it's a liqueur, but you can mix it into any drinks. It's not the same as gin. I appreciate it's not just the same as gin and vodka, but really good as a sort of dessert. If you're making dessert, throw it into your cream, something like that. There's a bit of alcohol in it, so it is great. Now, going back to olives, of course, I bought authentic Greek olive oil. This one's 500 milliliter. This I did not buy at the airport, but I bought it in the supermarket, so it's a little bit, is slightly dented. Well, I say slightly, but I think that's just my lack of ability of packing. But it's unfortunate because of transfer. Obviously, I'm hoping that you guys can pack much better than I can. But I got the extra virgin olive oil for salads. The oil, the honey, just the ingredients out there is just so amazing in terms of quality that I feel like over in the UK, it's sort of diluted it a bit. The honey tastes amazing over there. One thing I didn't get is honey. Kind of gutted about that, but they have this honey that they infuse with rosemary, and also there's that lavender honey that they also infuse as well. Really nice, with a chunk of baked feta. As a suggestion, really worth trying. We're a family company everywhere, so it's really easy to locate and track down. What I would suggest is have a look at the local supermarket near you in terms of your hotel or your apartment, and then put this into your suitcase, take it home. Obviously this is only, what is this, like 500 milliliter? Yeah, this is half a litre. I'm gonna go through this like in the course of next month, so kind of gutted, but I can always grab some more online, I guess. But again, these sort of products you can always pick up at the airport if you're worried about, you know, meeting your weight limit, and also if you're worried about carry-ons and stuff like that, and security. Now the final thing, same company, but it's honey balsamic. Game changer, because you literally don't need to do anything else. You just pour it on and it just tastes so good. I think this is like equivalent to liquid gold. We basically went through a whole bottle of this in 2 weeks, with the number of salads we had with it. Just do a Greek salad, pour this on, amazing. Everything I'm listing in the video will be listed in the description, so do check it out. Make a list of things that you might want to grab. I did do that, but I'm glad that I bought these back, I'm not gonna lie. Now, now moving away from liquids, I have one that sort of borders between a liquid and accessory. One of the best things about Corfu and Corfu town is how frequently you bump into a pharmacy. Kind of weird, because obviously we have pharmacies in like supermarkets or Boots or your local corner shop will also have a pharmacy nearby. Every street, if not every corner you turn around, you'll find a pharmacy. And I'm very familiar with a brand called Korres. Korres is like a well-known beauty brand. They do perfumes obviously, but they also do other body products like shampoo, shower gels, I think diffusers as well, body cream, etc. It's a Greek brand. But one thing you need to try, even if you don't buy it, and you will find this obviously at duty free again, is the cashmere kumquat. So going back to the kumquat sort of ingredient, smells so good and is their sort of classic. I think it's their the best selling one that they have. Give it a try. It smells great. Also, if you're worried that you've forgotten it or you've already gone and come back and you didn't grab it, they sell it on Look Fantastic and all your other beauty providers. Find one on there. Obviously I bought it at duty free, which was much cheaper than buying it when you're back here. But for the perfume, for the summery fragrance, it's so nice. Oh, there we are. So here it is. This is what it looks like. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Look, cover. But it smells so good. This is eau de toilette. Really interesting. It does smell like a kumquat. At the same time, it smells like what does it smell like? It smells like it almost smells like a home scent as well. It's been like, this is my favorite summer scent. Definitely summery, not winter or spring. Smells so good. Probably one of the best buys. And something to like really take. They say this is from Athens, so I'm not too sure if that's right or not. But I think definitely do more research. If you like the Neroli, that's it, or like lime and basil or Neroli, it has a lot of crossovers in terms of that sort of citrusy side. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, so yeah, so going on to my next category, accessories. It might be quite obvious. I wore it. I have put it on my body. So the necklace is a very like trendy is not the word that describes me either. But these shell necklaces, especially during summer, they're big, and you may find it on a lot of people who are also going to beaches, etc. Is a big accessory. They sell it everywhere. Don't worry. Grab it anywhere. It's super cheap. It's one of those things that, and ironically, is waterproof, so it's not like fake metals where it can stain or bleed. Really fun to wear. I'm not much of a jewelry person in terms of necklace. I'm much more a ring person. Now, on the subject of rings, I went to Corfu with a purpose to try and get a certain set of rings. One specifically because I've lost the one specifically whereby it has a certain Greek pattern. I've loved it since I was a child, and I lost it at sea, ironically in Cephalonia. But you know, you learn and live, and it's this pattern here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So like typical, atypical Greek pattern. I know this is so generic and basic. I probably will have to do a B-roll on that one. But I really wanted it and I lost it. And a bit of a behind story. That pattern used to be something in my old house, the house that I was born in. Obviously we don't live there anymore. We've moved from that house already, and I don't think the now owner has that pattern anymore. But it's so iconic for me. So yeah, really happy that I managed to get one. The lady who sold it to me, and by the way, this is real silver. The lady who sold it to me, I bought it for £10. Not even £10. I think it was €10, so it will be £9. So if you're looking for anything like a simple jewelry like this, worth getting, grab it. You'll find so many people selling this type of jewelry, more specifically leaning on the religious side, but there are loads of shops who are also selling these sort of jewelries. Really great buy. It's one of my favorite. I'm going to be wearing it every day. And also the other thing is, if you have a specific style or a specific design, they have it out there. Obviously leaning towards more of like the sort of blue, like your typical Greek blue, and obviously Greek designs. And then that's following up that, we have the ocean design. Now this is quite interesting to me, because when I was looking for a stoned ring, I didn't have anything specific in mind. A lot of it is like the sort of turquoise blue, and a lot of it was sort of glass gems and different types of variation gems. But there was this one which is using a natural stone, with really natural design. I'm gonna have to like do a B-roll on this. So yeah, this one has a natural design to it, and it was like one of my favorite ones. And this one was a little bit more expensive compared to the other one, but it was really hard to find something that felt and looked natural. And we took a while to have a look, but they're great. Rings are always easy, and bracelets are really easy. So rings, bracelets and necklace are really easy, are super easy option as a souvenir to get for someone who is specifically not food orientated or who don't really care about souvenirs. If you're up for like buying more home accessories, they've got lots there to offer as well. So this is kind of moving on to the home section. Two things that we brought back for home gifts or souvenirs was a Greek version of backgammon. It's called Tavli. This board. So this box, it's a. What's it called? So Tavli is a really famous game that they play out there, and it's not really my purchase. This was James' purchase, but the wood they use out there is olive wood, and they obviously have a different assortment or arrangements of style for like home. So going through like, you know, kitchen accessories like wooden spoons, chopping boards, things like that, including like the sort of honey, the honey scooper thing, different assortments. It's crazy how inventive they are, all the way through to different types of the different types of games as well, chess, drafts, Tavli. And Tavli was the one that intrigued us the most. It's definitely a new game that we want to learn, but it's also beautifully made. It's so beautifully crafted. The wood, so even the pieces are made by certain grains of olive wood, and the whole thing was so beautiful. Again, these are mostly handcrafted. Not two would look the same. I think that's the most beautiful part about buying homemade gifts or souvenirs. So definitely worth checking out. Loads of streets in Corfu towns have them, so don't be too concerned in not being able to find them. You can also go to their workshop, including not just wood workshops but also ceramics. Lots of options there. And then the other thing that I would also like to mention is their sort of production of linen. A lot of shops, especially in the main centre of the town, but also outside of the city, you will find them making a lot of linen products. One of the linen products I bought was this linen tablecloth. Absolutely beautiful design. It was an 8-person tablecloth, perfect to fit on my grandmother's table, and she loves it. It pairs in well with the fine china pots and sort of displays and paintings that she have. Please do look at the design. They also have linen clothing as well, just out of like as an option if you guys wanted to change up what you want to buy. Finally, this is what most people go into in terms of buying souvenirs and your atypical souvenir, outside the sort of food, accessories and home box. We also are guilty in obviously delving into these sort of pleasures, because souvenirs are one of those things that it's a novelty, right? You bring back home, you bring back that magnet, the bottle opener, and of course we did it. So let's go through the cheesy ones for Greece. We, of course, what I did, I bought the eye keychain because I just thought, what way of bringing back the luck, the fortunes and everything back. We of course bought our fair share of magnets. I feel like if you are someone who travel and you like buying magnets everywhere you go, definitely worth doing so. So we have your obvious one. So obviously bought the Corfu. Oh, that's backwards. We also bought the Corfu magnet. These, we have a theme here, but this was gorgeous. Like, there was so many of the ones that you typically get, which is like your wooden ones, but these specific ones designed for Corfu was just so nice. I think this is actually my favorite one that we bought. And then moving on to the other places that we went, Paxos or Paxai, I don't know how to pronounce it. Paxos is also another island that we visited during our stay. Really beautiful. This was ceramic one. And then finally Parga, which is a beach town of mainland Greece. Beautiful. I definitely recommend to go. But yes, we did buy magnets everywhere we went because it's one of our sort of traditions, quote unquote traditions, of traveling, is to buy a magnet of the place we went. It's similar to everyone who prefers to scratch off on their nice massive world map. And then the more cheesy sort of souvenir is quote unquote sort of attraction souvenirs, whereby you caught at an attraction or an event that you're going to, and they provide sort of souvenirs for you to buy at the end of the attraction. Now, I wasn't familiar of this sort of I wasn't familiar with this. I mean, it never has happened in Porto or in Cephalonia, or even in fact Croatia, so it's definitely a nice surprise. But we did a pirate tour of Corfu, so they go along the coastline, and it was so nice and I also went around the Vidos island. So cool, and it was a really well kept boat, really cool. Anyway, so they took photos of us of being on the boat. This is a great souvenir as well because obviously it has the place and the name, and then because of their bundle deal, you can also buy like photo framed, which is really cool. It's cute, it's cheesy. I guess that's what's holidays about, which is a great place to basically round off in terms of souvenir. There is so many things you could buy out there. I feel like I did not explore and did not like buy as much as I thought I would do. Maybe for a good thing, because obviously that's a lot of money to spend, but a lot of these stuff are really inexpensive. I feel like people are gonna think, wow, I spent a lot of money. You have to understand, like, magnets was only £1 or £2. Obviously, if it's a more touristy area or touristy end, or specifically there's only one shop, then obviously it's gonna be more expensive. But if you think about it, the oil was only £2, £3. The jam's also £1. I mean, it does add up, of course, I appreciate that, but extremely inexpensive in the long run. I mean, the tahini's gonna last me for several months, if not half a year, depending on how much salad I'm cramming down. All the way through to like the other gifts, which actually predominantly are for other people, i.e. the box of baklava will be for my family members. Some of the sort of keychain bits and some of the other keychain bits will obviously be my friends and stuff like that. Right, so I totally forgot to add this in the main bulk of the video, but I kind of wanted to add it at this end. There is so much phallic stuff, and I don't want this video to be taken down. There is so much phallic stuff, and if you're like me and you're curious and you want to buy that sort of stuff, yes, I got a soap. I got a so enjoy that. Lots of phallic stuff, but there is a lot of symbolism, a lot of meaning, and a lot of gravitas in terms of the culture, and get to understand it, get to learn it. It's super interesting, and I will be gifting this to my friends because I think it's fucking funny. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Bye bye.